Okay, we're doing this again. So this is going to feel entirely different because I'm going to explain. We're playing round robin 1v1. That means one player, one life versus one player, one life. Here we've got Jacob and Amos starting our first round. We didn't have a great turnout for the outdoor game because, it was only 104 degrees. So the guys are mixing it up here, going after each other. And we had a lot of mechanical malfunctions, primarily with Jacob, who's in your foreground here. I'm going to be real. I love Jacob. He's one of my favorite people. But if a blaster can be broken, Jacob's going to do it. He bought this Phoenix off some guy online for like 200 maybe. It's a Phoenix with extra bits on board and the way those things go. And he manages to burn out the two lower motors with a pretty nasty jam coming up here momentarily. Here's young Amos on the move. Yep, and he's realized that it is busted.
Yep, your tag. Reset. His blaster just died.
So I'm going to come into play here, and this is probably my proudest moment in my foam flinging history, because I'm going to shoulder the Kirin. Pop. Amos didn't bother to hustle back. Amos is out. But here I am on the hustle. Getting to the other side, because I need to be over there by the time Heath finishes counting down. I'm loaded. I'm tucking in. Taking aim. Here comes Chris. Pop and tuck. That's Chris out. This is probably the greatest play I've ever made. 2 eliminations, quick, fast, and in an absolute hurry. But, see, here's the thing. Here's where the other side happens. So now I'm up against Kelsey, which is Jacob's lovely lady friend. And Kelsey has one talent that none of us can match, because Kelsey is what one would call an itty-bitty thang. And Kelsey is smaller than every piece of cover on the field, and she's currently tucked in behind that big Mother Hubbard of a tree, and I can't reach out and touch her. And my entire plan here is to reach out and touch you, right? I am running my Kirin at exactly 200 feet per second, and I am ready to hunt bear. Thing about when you're ready to hunt bear, though, is when they present you with a squirrel, you got to hit the squirrel. And if you can't hit the squirrel, you ain't going to go nowhere. So here I am, trying to find a path to hit that squirrel. Trying to line her up again. Can't get anywhere. So I decide I'm going to work my way around the outside and hope she doesn't have the range with that gale.
She got me.
And pop. No problem at all.
She's in. She needs to be moving.
So I'm wandering back. Jacob is advocating here that we should give her a minute. And I didn't give Amos a minute. I lit Amos up right off the jump, and I felt good about it. So we're waiting again, watching what's going on. You can see young Amos in the foreground there. And he's going to go ahead and kind of make his run. Hey, we are shooting video. You do not need to be borking. The dog's trapped in the studio with me today because Mommy's at the grandparents'. Yeah. So you may hear additional borking dog nonsense. No, I'm not going to be like Drac and put her on video for you right now. She's a little too bashful for that. And by bashful, I mean noisy and troublesome.
Yep, nobody keeps the field.
So here we go. I'm going to duck in the car here, get my water, continue giggling about nonsense. And Amos is tucking in on the far side. And here comes Jacob. Jacob has now swapped to his Tryon because that's a dependable blaster for him. Because I don't think it's this round, but I think the following round he's going to have the ratchet locks in his Tryon. Get him.
After Kelsey.
So I'm getting on deck here, ready to go. Chris is in there with Jacob.
You eliminate Kelsey after Kelsey.
And here comes Chris is going to get the dreaded ratchet lock here. It's probably my number one problem with the X-Shot long shot. That ratchet lock they have in there to prevent double primes and stuff, I've only ever seen it hamper people. I tore mine right out, basically the minute I could. Here I am walking back in. Going to go after Jacob again. Jacob's going to take the big victory here because he's a little smarter this time than the other two were. I don't have him just flirting with me right off the bat. So I'm going to come out here to the left, try to get a line, and I'm going to get popped right here. Which is fine.
Go get your boyfriend. Just run at him.
And here's the thing about Kelsey. Kelsey is the only one in this rotation running a flywheeler. She's running a flywheel pistol. So she needs to be on the move getting in there with Jacob. Right? Because she can sprint, cover to cover, tuck in, get something done. And instead, play is going to expire here, and nothing good is going to happen for her. But that's the fact of the matter, right? Some people bunker hard, and some people play real aggressive. And we don't have the real aggressive.
Yeah, it's either me or Jacob, and I'm not sure which.
Yeah, y'all each had two.
Yeah. Mine were just the most impressive.
Oh, no, that was nice. And having the shell in your mouth did add tactical points.
So my actual reasoning was, if I have 3 mags in my pocket. If I run empty, I need to have some.
So that I swore there, so I had to cut it out. But I was carrying 1 round around.
Come on, get in there.
Clenched between my teeth just for emergencies.
Jacob.
And here we go. Jacob and Amos again, because we've made Jacob start off back there on the far end. Since
in honor of
Jacob won the first round.
He's not dead, he just quit.
And we've got Amos on the field. Chris is there on deck, and I'm standing here ready to go and getting ornery with him.
You almost got me.
And again, Jacob's down there on the far end with a try-on. I think young Amos still has his X-Shot long shot, but I know it jams at some point here. And he goes to the
that was
striker.
Your opportunity. The try-on catch freaked out.
And that's my frustration right there is the guys don't
try-on catch.
They don't recognize the different sounds for these blasters when they lock up and stuff. Chris is using the Dictator.
Behind me.
He got the Dictator because I produced it out of nowhere and was like, oh yeah, I bought it for like $12 at Target. Because I'll be real, if I find something like that, I just buy it. I don't even think about it. Pick one up off the shelf, pay the price. It's less than $20, somebody will need it down the road. Chris is way more willing to play aggressive. It's a weird thing in our local community. As our players get older, we are infinitely more willing to jump in and do something. And the young kids are just, they are not willing to get their feet moving most of the time. It's one of my big frustrations with our like teenage crowd is they all tend to bunker. And it's like, buddy, get in there. Do something. Quit standing around.
My knee just won't support it.
And we just came to the realization here that what Chris needs is a flywheeler. You
gotta close. You don't have the range.
Chris, with a competitive flywheeler, could do some real damage here. And here again, we have Kelsey bunkering behind the largest piece of cover on the field.
Only that long.
And just getting nowhere. I had some hope here, right? Kelsey's on the move. Kelsey's going to get in there on Jacob. But
are you going to get me again, Jacob?
We're not. She's going to pop out here.
He just did.
Yeah.
He overshot Amos and got me.
Squeeze off a couple. But Jacob's going to take it home again here. Jacob actually runs the table on this one. He's going to do a full rotation. And then I think Amos is the one who finally eliminates Jacob. But Jacob handily is going to run away with this round. And I mean, rightfully so. He's a very capable young man. He's come a long way in a year. I do love this Kirin, though. The way this thing feels to shoulder and fire is absolutely next level. In many ways, it is the magnum opus of Shellington. You've got that stout pull on that bolt handle, but it never feels heavy. It never feels uncomfortable. And there, of course, is a Meowser, because where do I go without a Meowser? Nowhere.
Well,
but I just got dacked there.
go, Amos!
So, walking off the field. Amos is getting ready to jump in. Chris is loading mags and thinking about it. And I am reloading just in case I get back in there. And again, the play is just too cautious. Got to get in there. Got to mix it up. Got to get things done. Stop standing around. Get those wheels in motion, guys. Me and Heath are kind of halfway talking about what Chris needs, which is a competitive flywheeler. So I'm gonna get a little frisky here and bring in my baby. So this is Smite. Smite is a solenoid firing band blaster cage is what's currently in there. So this is a 200 FPS solenoid system. And it is a spicy meatball to light somebody up with. You've seen it a couple of times in videos. It's one of my very favorite blasters, and it goes like a scalded dog. It's sighted into about 40, 50 feet accurately,
There's 2 mags.
and it feels real good in the hand. One of the guys from up in the North Ohio, Detroit area, Chase, built that for me for Christmas last year, and I can't describe to you how much I like Smite. I've got a matching Meowser, fun fact, Retribution, which I don't know that it's made it into a video yet actively. I know I did a short about it. But we gave Chris a flywheeler, and then we're going to see him basically immediately get tagged out when he goes in, which is sad. But this coming Saturday, we're doing our indoor game, and I'm going to pack some hardware just for Chris to play with, because he's kind of just getting into exploring the hobby, and he's pretty enthusiastic about it. So I think I'm going to bring him an NSP 1K and maybe a Hollander to dinker around with. So he's got that good automatic firing.
Nope, that's game.
And here we go. We're going to expire.
Jacob wins.
Jacob wins far and away, even with his try-on catch issue. So this is pretty much my only complaint about the try-on right here, is this slam fire related issue with its trigger sear system.
The easiest way to fix it.
It's just an absolute nightmare. It seems to happen at the least convenient times. But there we go. Another video with commentary.